Hello boys and girls, today we're going to work on making a clay bowl. So you're going to get a piece of clay and you're going to get a rolling pin, and what you're going to do with your rolling pin is you are going to start rolling out that piece of clay to make it flat. A trick to make it easier is to flip it over and do it on both sides. So I'm going to roll out in both directions using a little bit of my elbow grease to make it move a little easier. If your clay is too dry, like it's cracking, then you might need to spray it with a water bottle so it stops drying out, because that is what happens if it starts cracking. It's starting to dry out. Let me see if I can let this dry out a little so I can show you what that looks like. So I'm just going to keep flipping and rolling so that my clay slab that I'm making is getting bigger. You want to try to keep it even. You don't want to have bumps in some areas and not bumps in some other areas. So you want to try to make it all evenly flat. And I'm going to flip it over and do it one more time on this side. Okay, if you look at this closely, can you see how at the edges it's like cracking? That means it's starting to dry out, especially like right here, it's really starting to dry out. So what you can do is you can spritz it with a spray bottle just once. You don't want to do it more than once or twice, because then it's going to be too damp. And it will start sticking to your rolling pin when you're trying to roll it out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to fit this square on here so I can cut it out. It's not quite big enough, so I guess that means I need to roll a little bit more. Now if your piece is getting too thin, stop rolling and just work with it the way it is. We'll just get you a smaller square to trace. You will only have today to do this, so you better be working quickly because we are not doing another class period on this. This is a one and done day project. Let's see if this fits now. Nope, it would if that piece didn't fall off, so I'm just going to make my own square. I'm going to use a tool to measure. I could get out a ruler. That would probably be easier. And if you look at your clay tools, there are some that have little edges like this that you can use to cut off pieces. You can take your extra clay that you're cutting off and put it in a pile, because I'm going to be recycling this, which means that we'll use it for another class. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use some stamps to stamp into the clay. I have different examples of stamps. You can choose one. You're only choosing one. So here is Music Notes from Roses. So I'm just showing you some examples. Some flowers. There are some round ones with some flowery floral designs. And then I have some ones like this. So I want to test how this looks on my extra clay, because I don't know which one I want to do. I'm stuck between those two. So I'm going to press this in here and see if I like the design, which design I like better, should I say. So I have these two designs. I'm pretty sure I like this one better. So what you're going to do with your stamper is you're going to create designs on this slab of clay. So you're going to press it on here to make some interesting designs. So now I have my slab piece designed. I'm going to spray this because it's getting damp. You are going to put this in a bowl so it's starting to create the shape of the bowl. If you want, you do not necessarily have to cut out a square. Maybe you want to cut out a circle. Maybe you want to cut out like a diamond shape. Maybe, I don't know. Come up with your own ideas. It doesn't have to be a perfect square. But we are going to put these in bowls then to dry out. So you are going to get your bag, which should have a number on it, which your number you should already know. You're going to put it in the bag. You're going to leave the bag open so that it can breathe and start drying out that piece of clay. You do not want to shut the bag because you want it to dry. And you don't want to leave the bag wide open because then too much air is going to get into it and your piece is going to crack. Have fun, boys and girls.